Okay, so I'm going to make leather key strap wristlets. Now these are shorter than they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be an inch longer than this, but the patterns that I ordered were an inch shorter, and I'm just doing this for test purposes or video purposes, really. Because this is my first time making them, so I wanted to video my experience making them. Now, I don't have all the tools that I need as far as the proper tool that they recommend you use for these pieces to attach them to the leather, but I'm going to use this and see how it comes out. And these are pieces that I ordered separately to go with these. I got a pack of 24 different patterns, and these are the most basic ones, these two, and then this one is just a special one. But I am going to put these two patterns at least on my website because I could find larger longer pieces of leather for these that I can make them the right sizes, versus this one was just a special one in that pack, and I couldn't find another seller that had this one. So I might find one that's kind of similar to this that's long enough, because for most people it's going to be too short for their wrists. I have a small wrist, so if I were to use this myself, it will be fine on mine. It's just going to be a little tight, but it's going to be shorter for someone with a bigger wrist than mine. So okay, so first thing first, I'm going to put this together. Now I use my Cricut machine to cut this, using the width of 1 and the height of 9, and using the square shape in the Cricut. Now I did have to off center the leather on my mat because it cut it. I have to off center it because when I'm cutting it, it starts here and then it cuts it down on each side. So if you're not trying to have leftover scraps of your leather, I would consider the fact that in Cricut, if you uses the faux leather setting, that is going to offset it on the mat to here and start doing the cut. So I place my other pieces about here on the mat and let it cut around the side, but basically cut just a little bit off on the side and then not much on the top, and then I have a whole lot leather left. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this one, and I chose to do the rusty color because there seems to be some brown in here, so I decided to go with this one as the one that I was going to use for this. So I'm gonna put this here. I know some people probably glue theirs, but for the fact that this is just me learning how to do it, I'm not going to glue it right now. I'm just going to try to work this as best as I can as the trial. Okay, so I'm going to press hard here, squeeze here on this side, and then I'm going to do the same on this side. Squeeze hard. Now, as you can see, I have some leather still hanging out. It's best to try to even it out as possible, as much as you can. Or if you feel like you can cut it and it'll be just fine, then just cut the excess off. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to loop it into this ring. And that completes this one. Now, if you were to try to reopen this, I'm not sure if you can reopen it using the same process of just pulling it loose. Okay, so that would be difficult. But like I said, you can cut the excess leather. I'm just going to leave it for right now and move on to the other two pieces. Now, I will try to line up this one as best as I can so that I won't have so much excess leather in this one. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to squeeze this side down. And squeeze this side down. And then squeeze tight to make sure that it is on there. Now, like I said, I know some people use glue, but you don't have to. It's going to stay. See, it's not pulling. And I bought all these pieces from Amazon. Like I said, my wrist is shorter, it's smaller. My hands are smaller, so it will be okay on my arm compared to someone else with a much bigger wrist as far as squeezing my hand in and out. So the 9, so that 1 inch will probably help a lot. So then the actual 9 with the length, it will be much better. It'll be more space for someone with a bigger wrist. But for mine, it's okay. I could deal with it. But I would do 9 or 10 for anyone else. So like I said, I'll be putting these 2 at least on my website, and then I'll order the larger sheets of leather, so when I start doing orders for these, they would be the right sizes for other people's wrists. So I'm going to make sure that that's in there all the way. The same one here, this side. Okay. Okay, so that's this one. All right, so that's both of them, or all 3 of them. So this is all 3 of the keychains that I made. And for my contact info, you can find that in my bio, but this is also my contact info as well as my website. Hold on. As well as my website. Sorry about that. I had swapped for if I were using the other side of the camera, but this is my contact info and my website. And that's where you will find these keychains. And I'll put some other patterns on there too. Oh, but that's it. Thank you for watching.